Hi everyone, welcome to Best Recapped Movie. The story of the movie is about a retired hitman who loses his father and son by his brother and now has a plan for revenge. At the beginning of the movie, we see that the leader of a mafia group named Lucero enters their place for a big deal with another group. Lucero received an offer to pay $500,000 a month for the other group's support and apparently agreed to it. But after Romeo, the leader of the other group, wants to check the money inside the bag, he faces his son's head. Lucero and his men kill all the people of the other group. Then Lucero asks one of his men to call his father, who is the main leader of the group, and introduce Romeo as the culprit of the conflict. Finally, Lucero thanks Maximo and tells him that he was like his brother because of his loyalty and now he can retire. Maximo returns home to leave Barcelona forever with his son. Father arrives. He realizes that Lucero is lying and blames him. The father tells Lucero that since he joined the Japanese Yakuza mafia to gain skills and experience, he has become numb and doesn't care if people are dead or alive. He then tells Lucero that he is no longer his child. At this moment, Lucero orders Chul, the assassin of the group, to kill his father's companions. Maria, the father's assistant, quickly escapes. Lucero says he sent his men to kill Maximo. The father says that Maximo is his brother and has always helped Lucero. But Lucero considers this to be a lie and says that his father intended to leave the responsibility of things to Maximo. Lucero asks him, "Your head or your heart?" Then he kills the father. At this moment, Maximo is at home with his son. His son notices the presence of a strange man. Maximo immediately goes to the man and fights with him. More people attack Maximo. Maximo fights and defeats many of them. But in the end, one of them named Finito shoots Maximo with a gun. Finito, who lost his brother in the past, blames his brother's death on Maximo. So he kills Maximo's son in front of his eyes. Finito then blows up Maximo's house and informs Lucero that he is done. 2 years later, we see a young boy named Leo with his girlfriend Daniela. Leo is a drug dealer. Leo helps his family with living expenses, but they don't know about his real job. One of Leo's colleagues calls him to go to the Russian area to sell drugs. People in that group notice Leo's activity. They attack Leo to punish and warn him and intend to take his belongings from him. At this moment, a stranger who is passing by intervenes and defeats both of them and leaves. Leo goes to the stranger to thank him, but he doesn't answer Leo. Leo is about to leave the place when the stranger takes him inside. Here we find out that the stranger is Maximo, who survived the incident 2 years ago. Maximo lives in an abandoned garage. He starts dressing Leo's wounds. Leo thanks and leaves the place. Maximo is thinking about the past. And here we find out that Lucero is hiding after the events of 2 years ago and no one knows his whereabouts. Lucero people attack the Chinese casino. They are looking for a person named Papasan. After killing and threatening several people in the casino, Papasan introduces herself. Papasan is the leader of the Chinese mafia. In an online call, Lucero asks her to accept Lucero's leadership in all areas. Papasan disagrees. Lucero orders to kill Papasan, so Finito kills her. Maximo is playing with his son's guitar. Leo hears the sound from outside and offers to come in to tune the guitar. After realizing that the guitar belonged to Maximo's son, Leo tells Maximo that he is willing to teach him to play the guitar in exchange for Maximo to give Leo martial arts training. Max agrees. They train for several hours. In the end, Leo gives his contact number to Maximo. Lucero plans to seize power in the regions. He orders his men to provoke the Russians and attack them, so they decide to send Leo back to the Russian area to sell drugs. Leo disagrees. So they go to Leo to punish him and force him to go to Russian territory. Jero breaks Leo's hand. Daniela, who has not heard from Leo for several days, goes to Maximo's place to find out about Leo. Maximo sends a message to Leo. They meet in a church. Leo explains that after breaking his hand, he hid for several days so that his family would not find out. Maximo calls Maria to join them. He introduces Leo to Maria. Jero goes to the bathroom and Maximo goes to him. Maximo attacks Jero. His colleagues arrive, but one of them recognizes Maximo and runs away. Maximo gets into a fight with them and forces Jero to tell who his boss is. Jero says his name is Urquiza and his place is in Seven Rains Club. Jero then punishes Leo for bothering him and tells him not to go to Leo again. Then at the end, he breaks the hand of Jero. Maximo goes to Maria's place to practice together. Maria says that Maximo should not worry about Leo because Leo is distracting them from their goal. Maximo disagrees and says that he was able to get information with the help of Leo. Maximo shares information with Maria to identify Urquiza. Finito goes to Jero to find out why he didn't provoke the Russians. Jero explains that Maximo beat them. After finding out that Maximo is alive, Finito gets very angry and strangles Jero. Finito asks the servant where Leo is. Leo plans to return home after treatment. Maximo, who knows Lucero's people will come to him, goes with him. He notices a person waiting in front of Leo's house. Maximo quickly knocks him off his feet and after checking his phone, he realizes that he informed the other people that Leo is back. Leo goes home and Maximo waits at the front door. And he realizes that Lucero's people have killed his family members. Finito is at home. Leo starts screaming. Maximo finds out and enters the house. Maximo kills Finito's men and fights with Finito. Finito wounds Maximo with a knife and wants to kill him. At this moment, Leo takes a gun and shoots at Finito. Maximo confronts Leo and asks him not to kill Finito because he wants to get information from Finito. Finito quickly throws a cloth around Maximo's neck and takes him hostage. Leo shoots Finito and wounds him, but Finito manages to escape. Maria is treating Maximo. Maximo says that he failed to kill Finito. Maria gets very angry because she thinks that Lucero will find out that Maximo is alive and it will be harder to kill him. Leo blames himself for the death of his family members. Maria consoles him and explains that he also lost his father to Lucero. Here we find out that Maria saved Maximo after his house exploded. Maria manages to hack Urquiza's phone and finds out that Finito is planning to attack Maximo's garage. Also, Maria realizes that Finito still hasn't informed Lucero that Maximo is alive, because he wants to kill Maximo before Lucero finds out. Maximo prepares to fight Finito and his men. Maximo starts killing Finito's men. Maria is worried, so she calls the leader of the Russians for help. Maximo kills Finito's men one after another, and in the end, he sets the garage on fire to hide what happened in it. Maria manages to get more information from Urquiza and gives the address of his club to Maximo. Maximo enters the club. Urquiza has 18 guards. Maximo enters the battle with them. He succeeds in defeating all the Urquiza guards, but in the meantime, his leg is also injured. Then he goes to Urquiza and asks him to give a message to Lucero. With the help of Maria, Maximo finds the location of Lucero's money and steals all Lucero's money. Maximo's message to Lucero was this: "Your heart or your head?" Then he gave Urquiza a phone to inform Lucero that he will call this phone in a few hours and Lucero should answer the phone in Barcelona. Maximo goes to Maria's place. Maria removes the bullet from Maximo's leg, but she is very angry with Maximo's decisions and tells her that she will not continue with Maximo from now on. Lucero comes to Barcelona and goes to Urquiza. He asks Urquiza to give him information about the appearance of the person who stole his money. Urquiza explains that he can see the person's face on the CCTV cameras. Lucero kills Urquiza. Then he picks up the phone that Maximo sent. After this incident, Chol argues with Lucero and tells him that his behavior does not bring him respect. Maria is sleeping in the room. Leo takes the opportunity and takes Maria's gun. Then he goes to Finito's people to find his location. Maria wakes up and notices Leo's action. At this moment, Finito hits Leo from behind and takes the gun from him. Finito tries to find Maximo's location from Leo. Chul arrives and asks the reason for Finito's conflict with Leo. Finito tries to hide the case, but with the help of Leo, he finds out that Maximo is alive. Chul says that he will kill Maximo himself and leaves the place. Finito is going to kill Leo. At this moment, Maria arrives and hits Finito with a car. Maria takes Leo, who is seriously injured, to the hospital for treatment. Finito explains to Lucero that he blew up Maximo's house, but he doesn't know how he survived. He then tells Lucero that he will kill Maximo himself again. With the help of his people, Finito finds out which hospital Leo and Maria went to. and Chul goes to Maria's place and enters Maximo's room. But Maximo is not in the room. At this moment, Maria calls Maximo's phone. Chul notices the sound of the phone and enters the room where the CCTV monitor is located. Chul and Maximo meet and fight each other. Maximo, whose leg is still injured, cannot fight back against Chul. Chul explains that Maximo forced them to choose Lucero by retiring. He then says that Lucero is taking over all the territories. In the end, when he tries to kill Maximo, Maximo succeeds in killing Chul. Lucero makes an appointment with Dmitri, the leader of the Russians, to agree on power. At this moment, Maximo's phone rings. Lucero answers, but Maximo doesn't say anything. Maximo receives the message that Maria sent and goes to the hospital. In her message, Maria tells Maximo that she is tired of these events and is worried that Maximo and Leo will be killed. So she plans to go to a faraway place with Leo. Maximo meets Leo. Then he goes to Lucero. Maximo kills all of Lucero's men. Then he goes to Lucero. At first, Lucero manages to hit Maximo's wounded leg again. Maximo then hits Lucero with a similar blow. Maximo hits Lucero more and manages to remove the sword from Lucero's hands. Then, when he is about to kill Lucero, Finito enters holding Maria hostage. Maximo is forced to surrender to save Maria's life. Lucero starts punching Maximo. At this moment, Maria manages to grab Finito's gun and Finito runs away. Maria is thrown down with Finito with a strong blow. But Maria is hurt. Finito goes to Maximo and Lucero goes to Maria. Finito starts punching Maximo. Lucero pours alcohol on Maria and tries to set her on fire. At this moment, Maximo stops Finito's punch, then kills Finito with a strong blow. Maria kicks Lucero. Then, with the help of Maria and Maximo, they beat Lucero. At the end, Maximo asks Lucero the question, "Your head or your heart?" And in the end, Maria and Maximo injure Lucero's head and heart at the same time and kill him. Maximo, Maria and Leo leave Barcelona forever and the story ends here. If enjoyed, please like video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a comment about what you want to watch. See you soon in another video. Best Recapped channel.